Hi there, and welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the weather. Not a real great subject, I know. See, we got some winter storms coming in, huge temperature swings, and the likelihood of losing power is, well, pretty significant. That's why I think it's always important to have rechargeable air pumps on hand. Now, I've got two that I currently use. They're both Cherlam. I've been using them for a while now, and well, I can always use more. Hygger recently reached out to me and asked me if I would do a review on their rechargeable air pump. I'm more than happy to give it a try, being that I can always use more of them. And I'll give you a little hint on how to maximize the use of them and save yourself a little bit of money while you're doing that. This is the Hygger 3-watt dual port rechargeable air pump. I'll show you what all it comes with. The actual unit is, well, it's a nice little, surprisingly heavy unit, which I like. Dual port, as I said before. Easy to connect a power adapter here. And they send you the full power cord. Comes with a 2.5-foot power cord. I actually wish that they would come in a little bit longer, but I understand this is standard length for power cords. What I really like is that it came with a power adapter. I can tell you my Cherlam did not, and I wish they had. Simply you have to go hunting around for an adapter, and that just costs you time and money. Comes with two sets of tubing that's more than long enough to reach a tank. They recommend if the pump is lower than your tank to always use check valves. I agree with that. And it comes with two small air stones. Well, let's have a look at this. We'll put it through its paces. I'll show you how it works, and I'll go through the instructions with you now that it's all set up. It's quite easy to use. Simple turning it on and off. The M button, by depressing that, the light's on blue. That'll mean it'll go on intermittent. And it'll run and then stay off for 8 seconds and then start again right after that. By depressing it again, takes the light off and it stays on full time. And you can control the strength of it by just the plus minus, and you can control the strength of it by hitting the plus minus. You can control the strength of it by hitting the plus minus. That's at full strength at 100%. That's giving off quite a bit of air, actually. Pretty impressive. As I stated before, I will be comparing it to the Cherlam. It is 3-watt as well. It also runs on intermittent and has a plus minus. Additional information that you're going to want to know. The green light buttons shows you the strength of the battery. In this case, it's maximum. And the blue, when the blue light is on, the blue lights show you how strong you have the air on. In this case, I have it up on full. And again, it reverts back to how much power is left in your charge. Now I normally leave mine plugged in, but what I often will do is I'll set my pump on a timer, so it only runs for 8 hours, and then it'll run on battery after that and then recharge itself. Saves you a little bit of money that way, and it's not constantly charging when you don't need it to, because it'll run. In this particular case, this will run for about 23 hours on intermittent, which is pretty good on a full charge, especially because it's got uh, 2 ports. What's really important that is, if the power is off or becomes disconnected, that it'll run on its battery. And that's why we have these, right? They both do that, both the Hygger and the Cherlam. After all, this is why we have them, that they automatically come on and they stay on, whether the power's on or off. And then depending on how long it can hold its charge, in this case, it can hold it for pretty much a day at intermittent, that you have some comfort knowing that your fish are going to be safe. And the dual port on this one is rated for 170 gallons. That's quite a lot. Where the Cherlam is rated for 110 gallons. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be comparing it to the Cherlam, which is also 3 watts and has dual ports. This too has an indicator of how strong it is, and I've got it on the max. With the Cherlam, I have running in my 125 gallon, simply because, well, these fish are very important to me, and I'd hate for something to happen to them. I have a long bar on that for oxygen bubbles, along with one stone, or one of the stones they supply. Cherlam supplies 2 a little bit beefier air stones. Swapped in the Hygger for the Cherlam, and take a look at the air stone. That's the larger the air stone. I really like the power on that. It's looking good. I'm looking over here to the exact same stone, and it doesn't seem to be as powerful. Now, I'll try that. I'll switch that around just to see if it's perhaps one of the motors. Yeah, it's definitely the motor, because that air stones are rocking, and the other one isn't going as strong. Now, I want to really be true and fair to Hygger. As I set it up in an additional tank, and the bubbler seems to be working better here. I want to make sure it's not the tubing. Set it up here, and it seems to be working a little bit better now. I switch the lines up just to see if it's the diaphragm, because that's a big difference. That one is not as strong as it was if I switched it up, and that one's much stronger. And I've got the check valve in that one. It's a much longer line, and it's going uphill. So it has to be the diaphragm. I still like it. I am going to give Hygger a chance to see if they'll send me another one. And maybe this was just a fluke, that one diaphragm was a lot weaker than the other. So what did I like about Hygger's pump? Well, one, if I haven't already mentioned, it's water resistant. That's going to work out much better for if you're fishing, and while you're around aquariums and there's water being bubbled and spit all over the place. So I like the fact that it's water resistant. I really like how it has the power adapter. Where it failed is I think there was something wrong with the particular unit, and like I said, I'm going to give them an opportunity to send me another one just just to make sure. We'll compare the noise level of both pumps. They both seem pretty quiet, but I think the Cherlam is a little bit quieter. Um, as far as being the quietest, Cherlam was quieter, but not by much. No, I don't have anything to read the decibels, but I can hear the difference between the two. It's not a loud pump by any means. Don't let that scare you. As far as operation, it's pretty simple. It's very similar to that of the Cherlam. Cherlam may be a little bit easier to operate at first, but once you get onto it, I don't think you're going to have a problem operating that Hygger pump. The test really will be in time of how long it operates. See, I've been using my Cherlam now for a good year and a half, and I use them for transporting fish when I sell fish or move fish, and in case like weather we're having right now, where we can lose power at any minute, I have them plugged in. On most of them, I have them set on timers, so they're only running for so many hours a day, and then they're charging while they're still running. There's no sense running 3 watts of electricity 24/7 if you don't have to, right? So last point I'll bring up is, well, actual price point. Cherlam is about $26 Canadian, and Hygger is 42, almost $43 Canadian. They're both 3 watts. I am going to leave the links down below for the product if you should like it on Hygger. I don't get paid by Hygger. I'm not advocating that you buy Hygger products. I'm just simply doing a review on this product itself. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye for now.